Let's take a look at Watch What You Bet tonight, a couple baseball games, and we'll get to some hockey. The Phillies hope for better in San Diego. Getting nice weather out there on the West Coast, but not nice results for those Phillies. They got swept out by the Los Angeles Dodgers. They look to rebound today with Aaron Nola on the mound. The Padres are getting plus 133 tonight. Total of 7.5 going to take place at 10:10 tonight. ESPN Plus live from Petco Park. Phillies 33-26 on the season. The Padres 30-29. Nola versus Lauer. Can the Phillies bounce back, Teddy?
This isn't Nola versus Lauer. This is Machado versus Harper, man. These are the two big free agent signings. And obviously, when we look at their stats, Machado's 251, 9 homers, 27 RBIs, 339 on-base percentage, 751 OPS. Harper, he's hitting 248, 11 homers, 43 RBIs, 360 on-base percentage, 847 OPS. Decent numbers. Not 300 million numbers from either guy so far. And yet, both of these teams noticeably and significantly better than they were last year, even though the two superstars aren't superstarring it. They're just playing good. That being said, Harper's in good form right now. His quote, "I've been feeling really good of late. Being able to be in the lineup every day, keep plugging away is huge. You're going to have ups and downs in a season. I went through a little of it last year. It's just part of it." That being said, the Phillies just had a terrible series in L.A. Couldn't get out of their own way. Couldn't get anything going offensively in those contests. Bullpen melted down late yesterday. That's a problem. Lauer's in good form for San Diego, no question. Padres have won each of his last 3 starts. $1.50 ERA during that span. I understand that Nola has been pretty good, and he's shut down this Padres team, and he's owned them at Petco. But, Lauer here, to me at least, makes sense with the Phillies struggling to score runs.
One of those sweats yesterday, Teddy. If you had an under in that Phillies-Dodgers game, you had the bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs, and nobody on in a 0-0 game. And the Dodgers end up tacking on 8 late, but just short of that total. We'll see what happens tonight. Dodgers, speaking of them, Teddy, fresh off the sweep, headed to the desert here. Dodgers Diamondbacks, where the Diamondbacks are a plus 133, total of 8.5. 10:07 tonight. MLB extra innings package live from Chase Field. We'll see if the roof is open or not tonight. Dodgers 41-19 on the season. The Diamondbacks 30-30. Bueller versus Ray.
So I had an over ticket in that Dodgers game. I was praying for a miracle. Almost got there. The ones that go 0-0 into the 7th, you don't catch many overs with. This close. It didn't happen, obviously. The roof will be closed at Chase Field tonight. The roof will be closed at Chase Field all summer moving forward. In the springtime, you have to check. Once you get into June, it's, going to be 95, 100 degrees. They close the roof every time. Dodgers coming off another impressive series. They won, 5 straight, 9 of their last 10. In very good form. Bueller certainly in very good form, although he hasn't pitched as well against the D-backs. Arizona manager Torey Lovullo, quote, "We know the Dodgers are marching in here, and we're excited about that. We're playing much better than we were playing last week." Of course, with an 11-game deficit in the division, that's an issue. Arizona could get a key bat today. David Peralta, eligible to come off the DL. He's supposed to be activated today. He's hitting 309 and has really been an impact player for them. Lovullo, quote, "I know he wants to be out there, but we don't want to put our athletes in a position where they take a swing or two, then go backward. We're going to see how he feels when he comes into the ballpark." Frankly, I have no strong take on this game, side or total. Best of luck if you decide to bet on it.
Yeah, only 4 games today. Major League Baseball, Teddy, you do have the MLB draft coming up tonight. But before we get to anything else, the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 4. Boy, those Bruins look good in Game 3, shellacking the St. Louis Blues. But how about this? Blues open up here in Game 4 as a favorite, minus 114, total of 5.5, heavily juiced to the under. It's going to be Raskin Binnington tonight for Game 4.
Yeah, Binnington back in play after getting pulled for the first time all season. And this is interesting because obviously we're talking about a goalie who has been tremendous, both in the postseason and during the regular season. Who had a particularly ugly Game 3. And really, the last 2 games, rough starts for the St. Louis Blues. They will have their penalty killer back. Oscar Sundqvist, he was suspended for Game 3 after that illegal check in Game 2, and that matters, obviously, being that Boston went 4 for 4 on the power play, 4 goals in 4 shots on the power play in Game 3. Obviously, that's not a sustainable number, but when you're talking about a Blues squad that has now their penalty killer back in the fold, and in theory, their goalie with a better game, Maybe they're more live here. I don't know. Binnington's got to play. That's the bottom line. Obviously, Boston has looked like the better team in this series. They look like the better team all year. And if St. Louis doesn't get that impressive showing from their goalie, might be another long night for Blues fans in St. Louis.